poppin'? So today I'm just going to go ahead and talk about the whole Carvana experience and also the ownership experience of a 124 Abarth or a Lusso or a Classico, whatever you guys got. This is my first YouTube video, so if you guys have any suggestions or recommendations, go ahead and put it in the comments below, because it's the first time doing it. There's always room for improvement. So anyways, I got this car on November, somewhere in the middle of Thanksgiving week. And when we ordered it, it was pretty exciting. Obviously, you look at a car, you go car shopping, and I saw this car right here was pretty affordable. Originally, I was pretty against going for Carvana because I was just going to go buy a car like you normally would, where you go to a dealership or whatever. And I went all the way up to Gainesville, and I found this perfect Abarth, same color, except it had red seats, and Bose surround system, and the adaptive headlights, where you turn the wheel and the headlights turn. It's pretty gimmicky, but I thought it was a pretty cool item to have. And I fell in love with the car, which is one thing you don't do when you go car shopping. And then next thing you know, we're getting the financial stuff in the bank, we got a loan ready, and some dude gypped it from us. And I was pretty upset about that, not gonna lie. But then I was pretty much basking in my anger, and I went to Carvana because I found a bunch of these Abarths that was on there. And this one was on there for about 14,000 miles. And, I liked it. It was affordable, and I didn't know what to expect from Carvana. So I went ahead, looked at it. I didn't want a silver. I didn't want a boring color car, because as you see, there's so many white cars, black cars, silver cars. I want something that would stand out. And if you guys are looking at the Abarths, you guys know there's the Heritage package with the black hood, the black trunk, and it's absolutely beautiful. But those are very expensive. So I was like, I'm gonna go ahead and get the car wrapped, which is what I'm gonna go do in the future, and bite the bullet and just buy this car. So when you guys see the price on Carvana, what you see is what you're gonna pay. They don't BS you, none of that. So we went ahead, got the car. I had a Fiat 500 that I was going to trade in, and they actually gave us a really good deal, because we went to 2 different dealerships, and I was expecting like 5 to 6 grand. One dealership was offering me a little over 6, one was like high 5s. But Carvana was actually offering me $7,500 for a trade-in. So at this point, I was just like, screw this. I'm just going to go for Carvana, and to pick up the car from your place. You don't even have to leave. They bring everything to you. And during the purchasing, there was an additional warranty. It was a 100-day, 60,000 mile warranty that covers both electrical, mechanical, and something else that I forgot. I'll probably put it in the video. But I went ahead, bought the car. I got better financing through Carvana. Because of the amount of money that I was going to finance, a lot of the banks were like, we're not going to give you 72 or 74 months, we're going to give you 30 months or 32 months. But Carvana actually allowed me to pick how long I want my loan to be, which was pretty surprising for how little I was going to try to go ahead and borrow. And so I went, bought the car, and then they said wait till December 3rd. So the entire time I was sitting there pretty excited for the car. And December 3rd came along, and originally they told me that the car was going to come in at 9:30 in the morning. And on the day of, they changed the time and said, hey, sorry, we're going to go ahead and change the time to 1 o'clock because of a shipping issue. And I was a little bit upset about it, but it was only like 3-4 hours off, so it was whatever, as long as I get the car the same day. So on the Carvana app, they actually have a tracker on the truck when they're delivering your vehicle. And one thing I didn't know is when they deliver the vehicle, they wax the car for you to do an oil change, to clean the exterior of the car. Actually cleaned it pretty well. And the lady that was with us, that gave us the car, she put in a full tank of gas for us, which I am very appreciative of. So she gave us a full tank of gas, which was amazing, and we went ahead and did the boring stuff, which is like paperwork, which we all signed on the flatbed, and that was pretty much it. And I have the car, and so you have 7 days until you want to turn it in for a full refund. But if not, you go ahead and keep it. I had the car for about 6 days. I love this thing. This thing is so much fun. Me and my dad, we've bought a lot of cars. That's how me and my dad bond. And we had things ranging from Porsches to Fox body Mustangs to modern Mustangs to Toyotas, and this by far is not only fun, but the experience is like no other. This car makes you feel like you're a celebrity because everywhere you go, people look at you. And this car is pretty rare in the States. Not a lot of people even know what an Abarth is, which I was pretty surprised of, because if you're watching this video, you probably already know what the hell this car is about. Which now I'll get into the ownership experience. This car is an absolute blast. I'm not going to get into the nitty gritty of like the numbers, because you guys already know that if you're looking up the videos of the 124. Just the experience in itself. The car makes you feel like a celebrity, like I said before. People walk up to you in a most positive note. People don't think of this car as a nuisance, like if you were like one of those raggedy Honda Civic drivers, or they just don't even look at you. Even non-car people will walk up to you. I had people, little kids to old women, just walking up to me and saying like, "Hey, what car is that?" And it's a pretty cool experience going from all these cars, especially if you're a car guy. There's no bigger ego boost than when somebody looks at your car and say, "Oh man, that's a cool car." And they're right. But this thing is just an absolute blast, and it's plenty quick too in the realistic aspect. Like, I'm going 40, and I'm already going up to 60, which is pretty much all you need in a realistic driving aspect, because you don't need 400 horsepower to have fun. You bring on a twisty road and forget about it. Like, this car will put the biggest smile on your face. And in the passenger seat, when my dad was test driving this thing, I don't know why, but the turbo in this car makes it sound like it has a supercharger. There's like some type of whine that it naturally comes out, but there's some type of whine in this car that makes it sound like it has a supercharger. And these cars are very inexpensive to mod. Every time when you get in this car, it's always an event. Because I just went to a store and I had some crazy dude give me a whole life story about cars, because his kids saw the car, he liked it, he wanted to go see it, and the dad had to go on a whole spiel, "Oh, when you die, you're not going to have fancy things like your car." Or I had a little kid, I was at a car show yesterday, and this kid was like, I'm sitting on my car, right, and I'm eating an empanada, and this kid comes out of nowhere, and he's like, Dad, that's the car, and he's like, "Are you sure?" And he's like, "Yeah," and then the kid pushes me to the side and sees the Abarth emblem, and he's just like, "Yeah, that's the car from Forza," and I'm like, I know what he's talking about. I play Forza, I dabble a bit of gaming. But the kid looked at me, he was like, "Can I take a picture of your car?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure, go ahead." And that's just like the 2 instances. And having this car, the community, it's like having a Jeep where they have like this whole community. You're not going to see a lot of these on the road, let me tell you that. You'll be lucky to find a normal 124, like base model, whatever. But when you do, it's an event. Like, everyone gets excited when another 124 owner meets, because these are rare. Nobody knows what the hell these things are. And so today I went to another store, and just so you know, I found a black 124 2018 Abarth, and I got excited. I parked right next to it. I went to the store. I came out, and right when I was leaving, this lady came out, and she was like, "Hey, I like your car," and she was getting the 124, and so I was like, "Oh shit." And me and her started talking about the car, the ownership experience, and how great it is, and how nobody has it, and we feel so exclusive because it's like a little hidden club on a public road, and it's amazing. It's absolutely great. Besides a Jeep, like, this is no other. And another thing I love about this car is when you do things like this. You turn on sport mode. This thing is just an absolute blast. And the best part about this is that you actually get very good gas mileage out of this car. You're probably going to hear that in a couple of videos, but you truly do get good gas. I'm getting like an average of 32 miles per gallon, with it's like, and that's like beating on it every once in a while. And it's just a good car. I have nothing to complain about this. Actually, I take that back. The trunk, when you actually look at it in person, is a lot smaller than what you think it is in videos. The second thing I don't like is this infotainment system. A lot of modern cars nowadays have Android Auto, and this doesn't. It has a normal navigation system, which isn't bad. I'll say that right now. But it's not Waze, it's not Google Maps, it's none of that. And it's kind of disappointing, you know? And especially with a car like this, like, you want something that's like, you know, like Waze, where you can see where the cops are, because, you know, I don't know if there's going to be a cop around the corner, and I see the sweep and turn, and I want to take it relatively quickly, you know, spiritually, and you go ahead and get a ticket, and boom, there goes your insurance. So that sucks, but there's an easy fix. Well, it's not easy, it's pretty intensive, but you can fix it, changing out this little unit here. These are the type of roads that this car is made for. This car, man, nothing gets better than this. Seriously. Another thing that is amazing about these cars is the paint. In videos and pictures, you look at it and you're like, oh, it's a white car, it's a red car, whatever. But you don't realize you have to see these things in person, because up close there's this metallic flake in every single one of these colors that just pop, and it is absolutely beautiful. And not a lot of cars have these. You usually see something like this in more expensive brands like BMW, Mercedes. And I'm really surprised at the fact that up close there's like this pearl flake that's in there, and it's absolutely beautiful. And we're at speed. Like I said, like, a lot of these auto journalists, they talk about this car and they're like, oh, it's not that fast. Realistically, it's pretty quick. Like, you just saw right there, I'm already up the speed limit. And you want a good, quick car that isn't going to give you a bunch of trouble. I mean, this is great. And this is also on the Miata chassis, as you guys know. I've driven the Miata, the ND2 Miata, and that car is phenomenal. The rev range on that car, I absolutely love that thing. But I had two issues with that car. One is the price point. I wanted the ND2 GT RF Sport package, which is like the pinnacle Miata that you can get. And it was just too expensive. We were talking like $32,000, and this car was like 25. And so, and another thing, and the second issue about the Miata is the noise it makes. I don't like the Miata noise, me personally. It just, when it gets to the higher up in the RPMs, it just sounds too raspy. Versus if you had let's say you have this car, it sounds great, you know, especially when you get the muffler delete. These cars, the US spec cars, I don't know why, but they neutered the hell out of these cars. Over the UK, you get a record Monza exhaust, which sounds amazing. And it crackles, pops straight from the factory. It sounds super aggressive. It does not sound like a 4-cylinder at all. But the issue is, over in the States, it doesn't pass the emission standards, and so they have to put on a normal muffler, which kind of sucks. And so we don't have that exhaust. But we can buy it from Mopar, but the issue is it's $800, and according to the forums, they keep putting it on back order. People order in September, they keep pushing it back a month, and at this point people are like, I'm not even going to get the exhaust. A lot of people are having issues with that. They've been on back order for about, I want to say probably about 6 months at this point, and they still haven't gotten the exhaust. And there's no word from Mopar saying like, hey, you're going to actually get it on this day. So a lot of people just get impatient and they buy like a Goodwin racing exhaust and throw it on there. And another thing to note about the muffler is that there's no cats in this car. So you delete the muffler, this is basically a straight pipe. If I'm wrong about that, go ahead and put it in the comments below, but that's just what I read on the forums. I haven't looked too much underneath the car because there's so many skid plates underneath. So like I said, guys, this is my first video, and if you guys have any suggestions or anything to improve on, go ahead and put it in the comments below. I'm pretty shy doing this. I have another video coming up tomorrow. By tomorrow, I mean I gotta record it tomorrow. I don't know how much editing it takes. From what I heard from my dad, it takes a long time, so can't wait to try that out. But I'm gonna try to be active. I just want to be like one of these. I don't see a lot of 124 videos, and I mean there's great YouTubers like Piston and Petrol. He makes amazing content, but he doesn't upload a lot. But he got like COVID recently, so there's a reason why he hasn't. There's another guy. I forgot his name, but he has like a black 124 Lusso, I believe. But he has like a black spider emblem. He makes very informative spider content, and but there's not a lot of stuff out there. And instead of just sitting there complaining about it, I figured I might as well contribute and help fix that issue. But I really like the Abarth. I love the 124 community, and I want to provide for that. So I went ahead and made this channel. But in the future, this isn't going to be strictly 124 content. It's going to be whatever I stray off and I think it's cool. Like if I get a motorcycle, I might do a motovlog. I don't know. And I'm going to try to upload once a month, maybe. It's going to be difficult though because I'm in college and I'm about to start my career, so I got to go through a bunch of training and everything. And I don't know how that's going to take or how that's going to happen. But like I said, my goal is to at least upload once a month. Like I said, I already got a video of a window tinting coming up from a company if you're in the Ocala area. I got I'm going to get a wrap on the car to get basically the heritage package. And whatever else I'm going to do to the car, I'm going to also make a video of. So like unboxing some certain products and, installing it and trying it out. And hopefully once I go back up to college, I can make some installation videos of some of my boys up there. But yeah, so if you guys enjoyed it, leave a like down below. Feel free to subscribe. If you guys didn't enjoy it, just put it down in the comments below. See you.